After years of clinical trials and billions of dollars spent, the final output of drug development crystallizes into a precise, agency-approved matrix of information, dictating exactly how that product is used. Early pharmaceutical production prioritized physical chemistry and mass manufacturing. The primary objective was to formulate the compound and scale its physical production. The accompanying packaging and labels were highly unstandardized. They operated largely as promotional real estate rather than strictly scientific documents. As manufacturing volumes scaled across borders, regulatory oversight necessarily tightened to protect public health from inaccurate medical claims. Today, a single approved drug generates a fragmented landscape of required documentation. A company must maintain U.S. package inserts, European summaries of product characteristics, medication guides, patient leaflets, and user manuals, each uniquely customized for specific regional markets. This misalignment leads to misbranding. If a company's promotional claims in any country deviate from its approved scientific parameters, the regulatory penalties are immediate and severe. To prevent global misbranding, a pharmaceutical company must abandon localized reference points altogether and establish a single, heavily insulated source of internal truth. This is the Company Core Datasheet, or CCDS. It serves as the master reference document containing the globally consistent safety and efficacy data for a product. The CCDS intentionally strips away regional regulatory quirks. It isolates the pure, company-approved scientific baseline derived directly from the clinical dossiers. A dedicated regulatory professional, the CCDS manager, acts as the central owner of these core safety and efficacy messages, ensuring clarity and scientific accuracy across the board. By establishing this baseline, the CCDS acts as the ultimate protective barrier between a company's raw clinical data and its commercial compliance worldwide. The core label is built systematically from the rigorous results of a multi-year research cycle. We can see this structure clearly by looking at the architecture of the Common Technical Document, or ECTD. This standardized dossier organizes the raw scientific data. At the base, Module 3 establishes quality, confirming the chemical consistency and manufacturing reliability of the physical product. Moving up, Module 4 contains the non-clinical study reports, covering the initial animal studies and toxicology findings. Above that is Module 5, the clinical study reports. This is the raw data proving safety and efficacy directly in human trials. These three foundational modules feed upward into the summary documents of Module 2 and culminate at the peak, Module 1, which houses the administrative and prescribing information. The lower modules prove that a compound works. Module 1, the precursor to the CCDS, translates that proof into actionable instructions for human use. A common misconception assumes the CCDS is a static, archival document that is finalized the moment a product launches. In reality, the CCDS manager operates as the strategic nexus of a continuous lifecycle management process. They continuously monitor an inbound data flow, tracking emerging safety signals gathered from post-market pharmacovigilance. This requires systematically reviewing periodic safety update reports and integrating those real-world findings directly into the core safety text. Simultaneously, clinical and medical affairs teams provide new trial data, allowing the core efficacy messages to be refined. Once the master CCDS is revised, the updates trigger an outbound data flow, cascading the new scientific parameters to all regional regulatory teams. The CCDS manager must guide local affiliates through implementing these changes, requiring tight cross-functional collaboration. This process dictates strict commercial boundaries. The updated core document establishes the absolute limits for global promotional activities. Any marketing campaign that promotes claims outside of these updated parameters risks triggering a misbranded product violation. By managing this operational loop, the CCDS manager ensures the core label continuously adapts to real-world patient outcomes without losing its strategic alignment. Despite the strictness of this core document, achieving perfect global uniformity across all local labels is impossible. Sovereign health authorities issue their own non-negotiable mandates. For example, the United States FDA frequently requires highly specific localized phrasing or boxed warnings that supersede the core text. Similarly, the European Medicines Agency enforces unique structural requirements for their summaries of product characteristics that force regional divergence. The CCDS handles these conflicts by enforcing a strict baseline, while permitting what is known as justified variance. The critical compliance mechanism here is the Global Variance Register. Every time a local label deviates from the CCDS, the exact clinical and regulatory rationale for that difference is documented in this central ledger. When inspectors conduct a global audit, they aren't looking for absolute uniformity across every country. They are looking for tightly controlled, heavily documented harmonization. The volume of global safety data and the sheer number of local label permutations have outgrown manual tracking methods. To manage this massive complexity, pharmaceutical companies around the world are accelerating their transition toward digital and AI-enabled labeling systems. These systems leverage algorithms to rapidly scan massive pharmacovigilance datasets and detect emerging safety signals with precision. They also perform instantaneous alignment checks, automatically comparing dozens of local labels against the master CCDS to flag any unauthorized regulatory variances. This digital integration elevates the CCDS manager, shifting them from a documentation specialist to a proactive, high-level strategic architect. Ultimately, the CCDS acts as the critical bridge connecting high-level global corporate strategy to on-the-ground local market execution. Mastering this data architecture ensures that accurate, rigorously verified medical information reaches every physician in the world, directly protecting patient safety. In an inherently fragmented regulatory landscape, the company core datasheet provides the only reliable anchor for scientific truth and long-term business continuity.